Первый запуск диска Элизиума. Выберите архетип. Мыслитель невероятно умен, плохо в общении с людьми, знает много интересных фактов, мыслит нестандартно. Медиум. Имеет развитые психологические способности, обаятельный, но неуравновешенный. Спортсмен. Отлично развит физически, взаимодействует с окружающим миром, использует свое тело. Исполнительный, но тупой. Как можно? Ваше восприятие, реакция, насколько вы проворны. Физиология, ваша мускулатура, насколько вы сильны, чувствительность, насколько вы эмоционально восприимчивы. Я, кажется, свой телефон оставил. Так. Значит. Надо сделать свои статы. Вот я в жизни какой? Интеллект присутствует. Интеллект нормальный. Физиология, мускулатура тоже есть. То есть я бы не сказал, что я мега умный, я не сказал, что мега сильный. Моторика. Моторика тоже нормальная. Ну не знаю, что в игре надо делать. Давай нас вот так вот, у меня умный, я умный. И сильный, и умный, но вот эмоционально не очень восприимчивый. Такое бывает. Да. А что? Какой-то навык могу изучить? Я могу... Ну как это? Нет. Да. Как устанавливать, я не понял. Установить индивидуальность — это просто быть крутым в конкретной области какой-то. Логика. Управляйте интеллектуальной стихией, разложите мир по полочкам. Энциклопедия. Задействуйте все свои знания, удивляйте эрудицией. Риторика. Совершенствуйте искусство убеждения, наслаждайтесь ожесточенными интеллектуальными баталиями. Драма. Переиграйте всех, врите, но не дайте обмануть себя. Концептуализация. Станьте ценителем творчества, развейте чуткость к искусству. Визуальный анализ. Устанавливайте события на месте преступления, заставьте законы физики работать на вас. Сила воли. Это психика. Держите себя в руках, сохраняйте боевой дух. Интуиция и чутье сны на его внутренние пределы. Эмпатия. Чувствуйте других, задействуйте зеркальные нейроны. Подавляйте и властвуйте, заявите о себе. Полицейская волна. 41 участок навеки должен слышаться, как и полицейская группа. Внушение. Очаровывайте мужчин и женщин в их куклах. Физика. Стойкость. Держите удар, не дайте себя прикончить. Болевой порог. Разве это боль? Думаете, что это полегче? Грубая сила. Играйте мышцами, наслаждайтесь своим здоровьем. Электрохимия. Управляйте на планету, тусовку, любите наркотики, это взаимно. Трепет. Почувствуйте дрожь, настройтесь на городскую. Доверьте своему телу, запугивайте людей. Моторика. Координация. Хорошая координация. Восприятие. Смотрите, слушайте и нюхайте. Не упустите ни единой детали. Будьте быстрыми, а не мертвыми. Скользите, как тень. Поражайте великолепно эквилибристику. Техника. Управляйте механизмами, скрывайте замки и обчищайте карманы. Выпрямите спину, сохраняйте покерфейс. Почему самообладание не в психике, а в моторике? Потому что это моторика лица. Это, я считаю, Саня энциклопедию должен иметь. Ну, я считаю, что коронный навык риторика у меня будет. Это про меня. Демоны, я растяжу зеркала. Они здесь как даже в самой прозрачной воде можно утонуть, если она там ударит.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Ого. Ну-ка, сейчас, подожди, а там я хотел посмотреть. Озвучки ж нету. Так. Субтитры и текст. Ну, ладно, нормально. Тебе не нужно делать. Древний рептильный мозг. Нет ничего, лишь темная первобытная тьма. В ней бродит твое сознание, оно не тяжелее ячменного зернышка. Все, что тебе нужно, ничего не будет.
Never ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Шикарно.
Yes, it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Алонсо, поехали.
All right. Nothing town to fuck all borough.
Ночной поезд в село Ебись, оно ебаный в рот. Билет в оба конца до тишины. Глядя, а вот я устал быть такой вот тварью, и город похуел.
Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
Ощущение.
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Headache.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
That's cool.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie, with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact.
О, болевой порог. Ага, тут показывает эквилибристика. 1. Игральные кости 6 плюс 1 равно 7. Модификатор плюс 3. Болевой порог. Успех. Средний 10.
Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. The air in the room is starting to feel like vaporized urine. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have 1. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Я +1 полицейская волна, +1 электрохимия. Электрохимия это наркота, блядь. Внутренняя империя +1. Согласен воссоединить пару. А вот у меня интеллект прокачан, у меня, я так понимаю, вот эти все навыки прокачаны на 5. Я так понимаю, это модификатор интеллекта, то есть, когда я буду проходить какие-то штуки, я буду кидать кубы. И как раз таки вот эта вот штука, это модификатор кубиков. То есть броски на интеллект, я так понимаю, у меня плюс 5 будут. А вот на психику у меня всего лишь плюс 1 модификатор будет. На моторику плюс 2. А вот эти вот прокачки, это тоже дополнительные модификаторы. Коронный навык плюс 1. То есть у меня плюс 6 будет конкретно в риторике. Надо собрать комплект, чтобы он мне, наверное, чем-то помог. А это выход статуи. Ну так я и на правую, я могу на тап и могу на правую кнопку. А, это я ворочаю головой. Ну, минус 1 внушение, да. То есть у меня вообще модификаторы. То есть у меня нет модификатора на внушение.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold,
Нормальный Кент, я считаю.
you have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
Блять, Ригор Мортис, я книгу читал, читаю сейчас, там про это было, только я так и не понял, кто такой Ригор Мортис. Трупное окоченение. Один из признаков биологической смерти, обусловленной посмертным химическим процессом.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What
Ладно.
does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Суперзвездный. Господи, это не знаю, неописуемо. По-моему, это гримаса с зазывным намеком. Боюсь, она для дам. Я как бы даю понять, что заслужил сочувствия. По-моему, в некотором роде успешно, если зритель склонен почувствовать унылым и вышедшим в тираж. Есть в этом свое обаяние. Это гримаса боли. Суперзвезд.
You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm.
Это он, блядь, зеркалом пиздит.
You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now.
3% на успех.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
То есть я ее скопировал? Я еще, когда ее делаю, чувствую позыв подсокать языком. Как давно была новая эра? Еще что-нибудь в Нелли, типа, кто я такой, почему упился до потери памяти?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice Kanema.
Короче, грубо говоря, у меня персонаж просыпается, нихуя не понимает, кто он. Почему у него такая гримаса, что он вообще делает, блядь? Пытается у себя в голове копаться, но у него просто нихуя не понимает.
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Это была гримаса, он скопировал какого-то популярного типа, но это время уже прошло, гримаса осталась.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression. belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Я понял. Теперь у меня чел ловится, потому что у него в память впечаталась эта гримаса. И он уже все, он уже привык ходить с этой гримасой. Ебать. Гийом де Мийон. Проблема. Временный бонус за исследование -1 логика. Проблема. Что же случилось с Гийомом Лемийоном, который со своей гривой янтарных волос и сверкающими зубами вскружил голову потрепанным остатком нации? Пока ты страдал и мучился, может быть, он рассыпался облачком кокаиновой пыли или просто встал 20 лет назад в углу, залитый светом, будет денует и растворился в изящном интерьере нового стиля. Да, стоит поразмыслить о том, что случилось с его великой задницей. Постой, а может быть он стал полицейским в западном Ревашоле? Что такое усвоить? Бонусы от мыслителя. Почему у меня -1? А, это у меня чел начинает раздумывать об этом. Что же с ним стало? И пока он раздумывает, у меня минус логика. Это я возьму. Я даже ничего не понимаю, что надо делать. Типа, просто у меня тип нихуя не выкупает, что происходит. Март 51-го года.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Какая-то концептуализация, когда он пытается понять, что происходит.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir.
А, вот почему у меня там есть полицейская волна.
Okay, cool. I won't.
Да, я зарубите на носу.
First, I have to ask, are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to throw up. Can I bring you something?
She's right. Something wants to come out through your mouth. But you can keep it down because your body does not control you.
Согласен. Я бы, если бы был слабым лохом, я бы рыганул.
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Ам,
I can see that. Could it be because of the drinking?
Запоя.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eye.
Goodbye.
Давай.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Вот эта физиология, типа. А нахуя мне курить? Ну, ботинок это найти обязательно. А, вот у меня 2%. Пухленький, сочный окурочек, сука. Короче, это у него все вот эти штуки, это у него мысли, короче. Мысли у него возникают.
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
Сочненький окурочек.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all. Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Охуеть. Это, короче, у него дурка. У него это все, это, блядь, по ощущениям... Ну, типа там полицейская волна, какие-то эти, это у него... Дурка, ебать.
The door is closed. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. and it needs to be heard
Это внутренняя империя.
through a PA system by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
Это что такое? Сумрак. О, это для запугивания.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Где этот мозг? Это я не понял. Не понял.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent work of looks like the bird. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery.
Look, your buddy. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating. A competent work of looks like the. This is the great skua.
Look, your. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear.
Вот это было.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Давай придумаю.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Это вот бывают такие броски, которых вообще, ну как бы... Бывают такие броски, которые они автоматически делаются. А бывает, что ты сам кидаешь.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Right. And the interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
Ну да, получается. Не, ну мужик, ну типа, ну...
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that, so cigarettes will have to do.
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
But first, we have to take it down. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him when...
Я хочу ботинок свой найти. Где мой ботинок?
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the whirling. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Антон убил.
To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled, using a device of some sort. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
That's right. I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Что такое соль?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
A point of pride to him.
That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
Понял.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
Понял.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook, and we all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Какую-нибудь тайну?
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Блядь, авторитета не хватает.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge. I cannot let you act in the name of the RCM without supervision until you've regained control of your faculties. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is just a euphemism for nihilistic binge drinking.
Да.
Is it not?
Нет.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the door.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid game. Please don't do that. Doorbells are not toys, and this one isn't even working properly. Please.
A single beep indicates that
Судя по всему, между участниками было какое-то мерение пиписьками. Спросите Ким об этом, когда закончите привычный осмотр тела.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Нахуй пошел ящик.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Lavantorie mail collection. Your toe has suffered damage. It hurts.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the poor box. He's leaning in to inspect the layers of graffito that deface it.
I don't. Let's go.
The mail collection box has no faith in your psychopathic manipulations. The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not...
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Это мой ботинок. Все, мне похуй, типа. Я за ботинком попиздовал. А то с одним ботинком вообще не пухает. О, вот как двигаться. Все.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long? Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter. Then,
What are you doing? We should move.
a real drink would go well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great...
Это фрик, блядь.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns, and possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Вот так вот, да. Ой, погнал, блядь. Все, в хате выбитая дверь.
There they both are, Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately like two baby crocodiles. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now. Truth. The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
Fantastic.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report it.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need direction.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard, the prey drive says.
Oh, thank you.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him
Я тебе по
some money.
понятиям должен.
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
Что такое деньги?
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. I'm not an asshole. Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real. It is.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
Что прыгает между тем, что есть у человека, и тем, чего от него требуют.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union's squeezing most places out of business to fund the strike. You're better off home.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigated.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere, in time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Бомжекоп хули.
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment.
Ну, это уже дает +1. Мысли жестко думаются.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to... I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
It seems to me that you lucked out with your partner. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law. Someone you can lean on, and sweetie, you are looking unsteady. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles.
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
Oh, I'm sure you would make a wonderful gigolo, dear, with those strong arms of yours, but welfare checks aren't all they cracked up to be. My husband and I are barely scraping by.
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. Where to? Oh, that's right there, in the yard. It's there, in the yard, right through the hole in the fence. What do you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. It's there, in the yard, right through the hole in the fence. No problem. Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
You didn't say she wrote it. You asked what it was doing there.
I don't know anything about that either. As I said,
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
okay. Well, I didn't. Me? I am just a gardener. I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Of course. I won't hold you back.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
You sure are, my man. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words, or both.
Что это такое? Что там написано? Драма.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet release.
Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Revishall's weird. Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had, say, 4 myself. He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, high grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Угу. Он так вы скажете арестован.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and they usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically again.
Don't be a stranger.
Угу. Это все тут можно будет сделать. Окей, нормально. Пока нихуя не понятно, но прикольно.